Hello. I'm going to take a nice breath in and I'm going to let out that beautiful sigh. Making the sound, eyes opening. Welcome. My name is Drake Poe and this is Touching the Edge, and this is the invitation to genius. And we are bordering on just one quarter left. We're going into having just 10 days left of our 40-day practice. And I just really want to share with you how powerful that feels to me. I realize that in each of the remainder of this 40 days, that I'm going to need to really step up my dedication to becoming authentically myself. Not hoping that other people like me, but actually choosing to really step into my own authenticity. It's about recognizing this life is lovable for me. When I'm in love with my life, I open my relationship to genius. And I'm not talking about in love with it in a conditional way, but in love with it in the sense that whatever it is, I'm going to give my very, very best to the transformation of it. And to me, one of the most important things is that relationship to positive indifference. Positive indifference accepts all possibilities and recognizes that we can be a boss. We can be our best self in relationship to any one of those elements. Doesn't mean that we might not be dampened by a particular challenge, but our North Star doesn't change because of the challenge. And so, this relationship to positive indifference connects to what I might call optimistic pessimism. Optimistic pessimism, again, not necessarily feeling like things are going to work out the way we would like, but recognizing that regardless of what happens, we are going to be up to the cause of that. Recognizing that we're not looking for happiness because happiness is so ephemeral, we can't grasp it. We may think that some event or is going to make us happy, a relationship, a career, some specific event, even children. None of these things will make us happy if we objectify them, if we deify them and end up sort of worshiping them as our be all and end all. However, if we are focused in where we're going, those values like kindness and positive indifference, this ability to recognize that all things are perfect just as they are, then all of a sudden, whatever what it is, we can access an optimistic spirit within it, a joyful spirit within it. I heard a story about Muhammad Ali, and it was a very interesting story for me because it was about right before he fought George Foreman when he came in contact with a young boy who was gravely ill from leukemia, and he met this young boy, and he said, "I am going to defeat George Foreman, and you're going to defeat leukemia." And so it was a really big moment for the family and this child. However, a few weeks later, the child was on his deathbed, and they got a hold of Muhammad Ali and just let him know. And so Muhammad Ali was several hours away in his training camp. He came all the way back to be with this child that he had never ever known before. And in the process of this, he again said to this child, "You are going to defeat leukemia, and I am going to defeat George Foreman." The child then responded to him and said, "No, Muhammad, I am going to meet God, and I'm going to tell God that you are my friend." And uh, Muhammad Ali eventually left, and this child did end up passing away. He was said to have been buried with this photo of their meeting. So my point in this is that even though this is so heartbreaking, there was something joyful about this, and the family was so grateful to Muhammad Ali for doing what he had done. So this is what I'm talking about. Regardless of the situation, we can find some relationship to joy. Even though it's true that there's always going to be a fly in the punch bowl. There's always going to be something that doesn't live up to our expectations. If we are not looking for these events to define us, we can find a joyfulness that is not mastered even by the most painful of experiences. So let's step up to that today. Let's find joy today. I'm asking you that regardless of what happens, regardless of what you see, when you see someone doing something that maybe is not what respectful as you may perceive respectful being, I'm asking you to do something positive. It doesn't have to be in direct relationship to that event. It can be in something completely separate. If you do that, you will start to radiate joy and transform your world and create a loving experience regardless of what other people are doing. I thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you, and I am so happy to be doing this 40 days with you. I'm going to bring my hands up after I ring the bell. Listen carefully. You know, when we really truly achieve patience, we truly achieve our own authenticity. I bring my hands in a prayer position. I bow to you. Thank you for your patience, and thank you for what you're bringing to the world. Namaste.